Hi, can you see me? I don't think you. There we go. All right.
Yes, we can see you now.
Good morning.
Okay, we can go ahead. No, thank you so much for joining us. So, okay, the time is now 9:05 and we can go ahead and get started with our SSDAC meeting this morning. It is October 12th, 2021.
Okay, it is now 9:05 a.m. and the meeting of the SSDAC committee is called to order. We do have a quorum, and shall we do roll call first, Jennifer, so we make sure that it's on the record? Okay, Todd Harden.
Yes, please.
Here, present.
David Dumas.
Present.
Murphy Martin. Murphy Webster, come on Murphy, I'm teasing you.
I'm still here, and my brother Michael's sitting behind you there.
Oh, okay. And Commissioner Hawk, welcome aboard. This is sort of a crazy committee, so we apologize. We keep our sense of humor in here. We need it periodically. So welcome aboard, and she is definitely here. And this is Chair Peden, and I am here. And of course, we have staff members, Michael and Jason with us, and then joining us, we have Donna Mormon and Jennifer Munoz, and our host who is controlling our meeting this morning is Robin Gerard. So welcome everybody. And with that said, we're going to turn it over to Jason and let him get started with the meeting. Give us our briefings.
Okay.
We get to also note that we also have our senior planner, Lakeisha Girder, with us. And again, Commissioner Hawk, we just want to welcome you to the committee. And I know that Commissioner Schwope isn't here, but I just want to throw it out there and say we really appreciated her service to the committee. And now that she's moved on, we're happy to welcome Commissioner Hawk to the committee. So thank you for joining us.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
Last thing is just an order of business. You must keep your video feed on to be counted as present during this meeting. So please make it a point to keep it on. You can mute your microphones unless you're speaking. Thank you very much. And Jason, go ahead and take it away.
Thank you, Jennifer. Good morning, committee members and commissioner. All right, we have 5 cases this morning. We're going to start with case number 2108250025. This case and the next case are both located in the West End Historic Sign District. The zoning for these is CA1 with an H2 overlay. The address for this location is 311 North Market. It is on the east elevation. It is for a 16.66 square foot neon illuminated upper level flat attached sign on a type A facade. Displays 3 words, kitchen, cocktails, and 311. The applicant is Logan Elmore with Technology Media Group, and it does meet all applicable code. I outlined that in the reports if you want to go into that further. This is the aerial view. You can see Ross here, and Elm is down here, and Market runs right through the middle. It is located on the east side of the building. This is the zoning map, all CA1 with the historic overlay. Here's another view that the applicant submitted for where the sign's located. And this is an elevation view. They've superimposed the sign there. In the middle, it's located pretty much in the center of that storefront. It centers over these glass transom windows here. It's located in the sign band portion of the building, centered vertically and horizontally over these windows. This is a sign detail. It's basically a backplate made out of aluminum that's been channeled around. It's 4 inches deep. The kitchen and cocktails, based on the description and the night view, are double stroke white neon. The 3 and the 11 words are adhesive backed vinyl. There's a green 3 and an 11, and then that center sign cabinet is just border neon. So I'm not sure the night view is quite as accurate as it could be, but from what I can tell, the 311 will not actually light up. It will just be a border neon that runs around it. So you can see this white neon here that runs around the sign. That would be all that would light up. The sign's mounted flush to the building. It does require a CA from Landmark. And I believe this one does not have an application in yet. The next application we have does have a CA from Landmark. This one has not been applied for yet. This is from the site visit. You can see this is looking from Market Street west, right at the building. Here. This is looking from Ross, kind of to the south. And this would be looking from the dart rail, kind of to the north. These would be some pictures of some of the signs in the area, just to kind of give you an idea of what's around. We've got Sonny Bryan's on the corner of the dart rail and Market. They've got exposed neon. They've got a blade sign. Right here next door is Wild Bill's. You can see their blade sign. It's all skeleton neon. And then they've got some art up above and like a belt buckle that's dimensional lettering. This would be looking across Ross. You can see some painted applied signs on this building here. And then we've got the Yo Ranch Steakhouse, or the YO Ranch Steakhouse, excuse me, which is just skeleton neon on a backplate there. And then you can see some of their awning signs with graphics on them. And staff recommends approval. Any questions?
Just one point of clarification, because I asked this a little earlier, and that is vinyl is not defined as plastic because there's a prohibition on plastic, correct? So vinyl is not defined as a plastic element. Okay.
That is correct. Yeah, vinyl is just basically a glorified sticker.
Okay.
It's real thin, it's very durable, but
Procedural question, since they have not applied for their landmark CA yet, what is the process? If we approve it, that is still in hold, isn't it, team, until they get the CA approval from Landmark?
we cannot issue the permit until they have both CAs. The CA from this body and City Plan Commission, and then the CA from Landmark.
Okay,
But
thank you.
as soon as we have both of those, we can issue the permit.
But there's no requirement on order. They don't have to go to Landmark first.
We don't regulate the order. We just have to have both in the end. Generally, we kind of advise them to get Landmark first.
Yeah.
It's a little bit easier to amend, and it's only a 1-month process, whereas this takes 2 to 3 months, and there's a fee involved, and it's a little harder to amend if they had to go back and change something.
Understood.
Okay. Any other questions from the members?
The neon
Everybody's
color,
okay?
is the neon color white as shown?
Yes,
outline?
yes, all neon is white.
Okay.
Any other questions?
Okay, next case.
We have to
Oh,
approve this one first.
That's right. Yeah.
Sorry about that.
I'm sorry.
We're all on the learning curve here, so do we have a motion then for this
This is-
sign?
This is Todd. I motion to approve.
Okay, motion from Todd. Do we have a second?
Murphy will second.
Murphy, second. All in favor, say aye. Well, all in favor, I guess we need to go through roll call since we're doing this virtually. Okay, Commissioner Hawk, you vote for?
For.
Okay. Okay, for. Todd,
Four.
David,
Four.
Murphy,
Or
and the chair votes for, so it is unanimous for the record. Okay, Jason?
All right. The next case, also located in the West End. This one's just a little bit down the street on Market to the south. As I stated, it is in the West End Historic District, same zoning, CA1 with the H2 overlay. The site address is 208 North Market, it's Suite 100, and the sign is located on the west elevation. It is a 21.44 square foot neon illuminated upper level flat attached sign on a type A with facade displaying the words Chet's and then established in 2019. Logan Elmore with Technology Media Group is the applicant, and it does meet all applicable code. This is the site location here. You can see our other sign was right up the street here. So they're just kind of neighbors to each other. This is the zoning map. And again, the zoning is the same. Here's the location map that was submitted. This would be an elevation of that sign. This is standing on Market facing east. Zoom in a little bit there so you can kind of see the sign, but it's going on the corner there. The dart rail would be running right here on the left. Here's the detail of the sign. It's built much the same as the other sign. Green neon border and basically a channeled aluminum shape. It's 4 inches deep. The graphics would all be adhesive backed vinyl. White graphics, black background, black returns, black sides, and green neon border. And I believe he's got it spec'd. He doesn't, but I would imagine it's probably 15 millimeter. This is the photos from the site visit. You see the sign's gonna go here. This photo is looking north up Market Street and looking south from the dart rail. Here are some of the signs in the area. We've got right across the dart rail, there's a roof sign. It's one of the historically significant signs for the city, the Paramount. I believe it's all basically skeleton neon. Then across the street is one of the West End Super Graphics, along with an old historic painted applied sign that's been there for a long time that's protected. Here we have a little bit better picture of the Sunny Bryans, which is right across the dart rail from it. You can kind of see the exposed neon and the channel letters, and on the blade sign here, exposed neon and exposed neon border. This would be on the dart rail on the north side of the building. Here is a little blade, oops, sorry. Here's a little blade sign that was approved about a year ago for it was a Family Thai restaurant. It's non-illuminated. And then we've got Sunny Bryans has a painted applied sign on this side of the building here. And staff recommends approval.
Okay. Do we have questions, guys?
can you go back to the drawing, Jason?
Yes, sir.
The layout. So it's a sign can with just trap neon, huh?
Yes, just a backplate that's been channeled, that's shaped, and then a neon border on the inside. Very, very simplistic.
Yeah, okay.
And it's gonna fit between that canopy and the brick window sill above, right? It's not gonna, the graphic's a little hard to read. It looks like it's lapping over onto the brick sill that's above it.
It's mounted flush against the building. One of the
Yeah.
code requirements is that the sign can only project 4 inches from the building. So it is completely flush and should fit entirely inside of that little area.
Okay. Other questions?
Oh, this one does have a CA from Landmark.
Yeah, it's already been through Landmark.
You said this faces the dart line or not?
Say that again.
Does
It's
this
right
face,
beside the dark.
does it face the dart line? Or is
No,
it
it
around the
faces
corner?
market. It faces
Okay.
market. So like the dart line would run here. And I guess you would see it traveling west on Dart,
Got it.
but it faces Market Street.
Okay, I just didn't know if it faced dart, and if it did, were there any additional requirements we needed to consider? But if it doesn't face dart, then that's not the case, obviously. Thank you.
Okay. Other questions? Okay, if there are no other questions, then do we have a motion?
A motion to approve. Murphy.
Murphy, okay, Murphy makes a motion to approve it. Do we have a second?
Second it, David.
Second by David Dumas. Okay, we'll go through our roll call again. Todd?
4.
4. Commissioner Hawk?
4.
4. David Dumas, Mr. Dumas? David, did you say 4? I'm sorry.
Or, yes,
Okay, and Murphy Webster? 4, and the chair votes 4. So this one is also unanimous for the record. Okay. Jason, the next one is your deep Ellum.
All right. This is application number 21082500027. It is located in the Deep Ellum Near East Side Special Provision Sign District. The zoning is PD 269 Tract A. The address is 333 First. It's located on the southeast elevation. The sign measures 300 square feet. It is LED illuminated. It is an attached sign and displays the words 333 and individual tenant names that will be determined as tenants move in the building. The application is by Bobby Nichols with Chandler Signs. All applicable code has been met, and it is also detailed in the reports. This is the location. You can see Canton to the north. Commerce feeds into First and Expedition there, and then on the southwest side you can see Second Avenue. The sign is going to go here. This is kind of a building they've remodeled quite a bit, and you'll see that in the photos. Here's the zoning map, again PD 269. This would be the location photo that was submitted. I've also outlined the facade areas. You've got 2 street-facing facades, one on the northeast side and one on the southwest side. And then I put the dimensions so you can see the total effective area allowed for all signs. This would be an elevation view. You can see the 333 projects above the top of the building. And then it's got a portion here for tenant panels. This would be the sign detail. Everything is LED illuminated. They have open face channel letters along the top with LED incandescent bulbs designed to kind of mimic period signs of that time. The tenant panels are actually metal faces with push-through acrylic lettering, so it will backlight on the letters themselves only. The panels are actually metal and won't light up. And then they've also put LED fixtures on the cabinet itself to light from the front as well. So the letters will be front lit and backlit. They have neon accents that are LED that are meant to look like neon all around the sign. It's kind of a marquee style sign, but since it's not a theater or located over the entrance, this district would not consider it a marquee sign.
Jason, I have one question, and this is an educational question. When you talk about skeleton neon, what does that mean?
It means it's mounted on the outside of the surface, so it's just out.
Okay,
There's
like
no
on this
surrounding.
one, where would the skeleton neon be?
This down here, this accent lighting would kind of be considered skeleton neon. Now, granted, that's not part of the sign, that's accent lighting. Let's see. So yeah, this would be a lot like skeleton neon. It's just mounted out by itself.
Okay. And then the second question I had is where you have the 333 projecting above the top of the building. We have some areas where that is not permitted. So can you explain? I guess I'm confused about why it would be allowed here because I'm concerned about wind resistance and the projection above the facade. So can you fill us in?
Deep Ellum allows signs to project up to 10 feet from the facade. And we look at that as 10 feet above or 10 feet out. And as long as their engineering holds up, which they've showed us how they're going to mount it, like the engineers signed off on it, we're okay with it from a code standpoint.
Okay, so there's not any risk factor of high winds that we get, like 70-mile-an-hour straight line winds or something like that. It's engineered to withstand that force.
That is correct. That's why we get the engineering. And I want to say it's 115 mile per hour gust is what it's engineered for. Yes, wind speed of 115 miles per hour for 3-second gusts, which is exposure C, which is, I don't remember. Do you remember what that is in IDC rules? I want to say it's like a non-building, like you can't occupy it, which it being a sign, it wouldn't be occupied, but I don't remember offhand. I can get that information.
No, that's fine. As long as you guys have gotten the engineering and everybody's aligned that it's not a risk factor or anything like that. Those are my questions, guys. What about the rest of you?
Oh, let me finish the.
Oh, I'm sorry, Jason. I got ahead of the game here.
All right, here's the site. As you can see, that building has been updated quite a bit. This would be looking straight on, facing the north. Over here is from 2nd Street. And this would be from the 1st Street side. These are some of the surrounding signs in the district. This is kind of on the far end of the Deep Ellum SBSD, so there aren't a lot of signs around it. You can see some neon here for this Game On, and then this historic building over here has some older painted applied signs, and this is kind of the other side of that building there. This would be on the north side of the building looking north. You can see the tornado here. And this would be a painted applied sign for Thunderbird Station. There's some artwork on this water tower here, all painted. And this would be across 1st Street. There is a reverse set of channel letters with a chrome finish on the face. So most historic, but some it does allow for non-historic signs. And staff recommends approval.
Okay. Questions?
So to be clear, the signage, the lighting underneath the sign is part of the building signage. It's not part of the sign, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Jason, do we have any restrictions regarding colors? Like right now, you're showing all of the tenant and proposed tenant signage in red coloring. Is there any restriction about that? Because remember, in the Arts District, we have really strict requirements on colors. I don't remember that applying in Deep Ellum.
There is not in Deep Ellum. The only thing that Deep Ellum says is that signs, or no part of a sign can be backlit except for letters themselves. So if they were ever to change out these panels, they would have the option of changing colors, but they would still have to remain a metal background. They couldn't, the background could not light up,
Okay.
just the letter itself.
And I don't remember seeing it because you guys may be able to read these fine prints, but I have difficulty with it sometimes. Are all of the tenant names spelled out in the specifications as to color for the tenant names, or could they put like rainbow colors in if they wanted to?
I guess they could theoretically put rainbow colors in for this, what they proposed.
Okay, there's the legend, yeah.
They're just this 3M red here,
Yeah.
which is a standard vinyl color.
Yeah,
In the future, I mean, they wouldn't need a CA to change out tenants, so they could change colors if they needed to. It would just be a reface.
okay. Other questions, guys? I'm hogging the question time here.
Here's a lighted view there.
No questions? Okay, if there are no questions, do we have a motion for the sign?
So moved.
I'm sorry, was that Commissioner Hawk?
Yes, motion to approve.
Okay, thank you. Motion to approve. Second?
I'll second. I'll second.
Was that, Todd, was that you or David? I couldn't tell.
That was me, Todd.
Okay, second by Todd, and let's just go through our little roll call again. Todd, your vote
4.
for, Commissioner Hawk,
4.
David,
4.
Murphy,
4.
and Commissioner, and the chair votes for. Okay, so that one is approved unanimously as well. Next one.
All right, the next two CAs are both in the farmer's market. They're both on the same building.
You want to take them both together then? Okay. Does anybody object to taking both of these signs together as a unit for the discussion? We still have to vote them separately, but we can go ahead and discuss them both. Okay.
All right, the next two applications are for flat attached signs in the farmer's market. Applications number 2109160012 and 2109160013. Again, both are in the farmer's market. The zoning is PD 357 in Subdistrict 7. The address would be 835 South Good Latimer. The first sign is on the northwest elevation. We'll talk about the first sign. It's 133.5 square foot LED illuminated flat attached sign displaying the words Cortland Good Latimer. The application is by Amanda Mittag with Barnett Signs. And this sign meets all applicable code. This would be the aerial map. We're talking about this sign on the northwest corner here. You can see Good Latimer running here. Cesar Chavez runs on the west side of the building, and then you've got I-30 running across the southwest or southeast side. This would be the zoning map. Here's all three signs for the site, and I've included all three in the report just for reference, but we'll be talking about sign 1, which is on that northwest corner. You can see there are multiple facades. This code is very similar to Deep Ellum's. Originally, they were the same. Deep Ellum was updated recently to change a little bit, but all square footage is calculated off right-of-way facing facades. So you've got a building here, with facade, a building here with facade. This parking garage runs all the way across, and then you've got a building back behind the parking garage. There's another building here with facade area and a building on this side with facade area. So there's quite a bit of facade area. These are the dimensions for each facade. Ultimately, they come out with about 5,081.2 square feet allowed for all signs on the premise. All right, this would be the elevation view. You can see what's there now, and I think they've replaced that with a temporary sign. But this would be the sign in place here, the new sign. And here's a sign detail, very similar to the last sign with LED neon type accents. They do have a face-lit acrylic trim capless push-through channel letter for the logo. And then the Cortland itself is just front-lit trim capless channel letters. It extends this sign 17 inches from the facade. The code allows for 18. They did put in the footprint of the original sign, just to kind of give you an idea size reference wise. This is a frame detail. It's kind of a hat box that fits over a frame. We have different types of mounting that the engineers allowed for. Here's a site photo. That's the elevation there. And then I tried to get a full elevation of that one building, but this is standing on the north side of the building. I guess the northwest side of the building. This would be one of the signs that's close by. It's just a set of channel letters mounted directly to the wall. Again, this one is on the end of the farmers market, so there's not a lot around it. On the north side of it, we have the Camden subdistrict, and then on the, I guess it'd be the northwest side, would be the Market Center subdistrict, all under different requirements. You might be able to see one blade sign over here, right there, that I believe that's 1110. That's in the Camden subdistrict. Sign number 3 for this site, and I have a detail on the next page, but it will go here where this one is right now. This is sign 2, which is going on the southeast side of the building. And it's basically the same, it's a little bit smaller. And sign 3, which is going to go on the Cesar Chavez side, also basically the same, just a little smaller than all of those. Sign 3 did not require a CA because it's not over 50 square feet, so we've already issued a permit for it. And staff recommends approval on that one. The next sign is basically everything the same. Sign 2, you can see it's located on the southeast side of the building, facing the highway or the expressway. That's a full elevation there of that one building. Again, same type sign, channel letters, dimensional with accent LED neon lighting. The trim or the channel letters are trim capless. This sign totaled 69.6 square feet. I don't think I said that in the last one. Again, the framing detail, basically the same, just smaller. This would be some site photos. This is kind of an up close here. And and that would be from across the highway. This is actually outside the district, but it gives you an idea of what's around it. There's sign 1, an overview again, and sign 3, and staff recommends approval.
One question, Jason, when you talked about buildings and facade, when you have something like this, wish the spam people would leave my phone alone. When you have the building and facade, where you have something, if I remember, this is like condominiums or townhouses or something. So how do you calculate, does that count as one contiguous building for the facade calculations? Or each individual portion of it counts? Because you kept mentioning there's a building here and there's a building over here.
I counted each building. It does get a little confusing when you get into this expressway side here, because there are multiple levels of different buildings. That was kind of estimated. I mean, just because there's so much and they're not even coming close to their maximum allowance. I didn't worry about it too much.
Yeah.
But if we really had to get down to it, we would probably figure out the height of each building and kind of go off like this little area here. We would have to subtract out some of that total area because it doesn't go up as high as this building does here.
Well, and obviously, these are very modest signs compared to some we've seen before.
Right.
But it was just really a curiosity question of where you have something like that, where it's a long, almost a contiguous structure.
Right.
How do you calculate it, or do you have to do individual buildings?
This
I'm
is
learning a lot today.
This is a unique code. Like it's this and Deep Ellum are the only two codes that figure a site allowance for the entire premise, and they don't limit each individual sign. Like detached signs are under the same as attached signs. It's a premise allowance for all signs on the premise.
Okay. Does anybody have other questions?
I do. When you say it's a trim capless letter, is that just an open face channel letter?
Generally, the face would be like a 1/2 inch or 1 inch acrylic, and they would route out around the edge of the letter to leave a lip, and that would fit into the channel itself, and then they would screw around the sides. And it makes for a nicer looking letter than trim cap, where you just glue on the plastic around it or the rubberized lip and screw it down that way.
Okay, so it does have a plastic face then? Is that?
Yes,
allowed?
it does.
Okay.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Very cool stuff, Todd. We're doing a lot of it now.
Yeah, it looks very sharp, very clean.
Yeah, very clean. No
That's
trim
a good
cap.
sign.
Bravo.
So this is just essentially a rebranding. I mean, they're putting signs in places where the signs already were. There's not really
Correct.
any new locations, so it's just rebranding.
Correct. And these are the only 3 signs on that whole premise.
How tasteful for a change. Okay. Other questions? If not, do we have, team, do we want to vote on, we need to vote on each of these separately so that we can sign off on them and send them forward. So Jason, what was the first one we need?
Okay, the first CA is 2109160012.
Okay, do we have a motion
Motion to
for
approve.
that?
This
Okay,
is
motion by David. And,
I'll second. This is Todd.
okay, second by Todd. Okay, and we'll go through our roll call again. Commissioner Hawk?
4.
4. David?
In favor?
In favor, Todd?
4.
Murphy?
Yay.
Okay, and the chair votes aye as well, so that one is also a unanimous recommendation. Okay, and then we're now ready to vote on 2109160013. Do we have a motion for that sign?
I'll motion to approve. This is Todd.
Motion by Todd to approve, second by whom?
Commissioner Hawk?
Commissioner Hawk is the second. Okay, we'll go through our roll call again. Commissioner Hawk?
4.
4. David,
In favor.
in favor. Todd,
4.
Murphy.
Hey,
Okay, I need an aye for Murphy, and the chair votes for the motion. So that again is unanimous. We have 2 other quick items of business. We have the minutes, approval of the minutes, and Jason, would you recap the one change you made in the minutes? I'm sorry, I didn't write
Yes.
it on my copy, so.
The one change to the minutes was in that first line. I believe when it was sent out, if I can find it, it said that the meeting was held in 5B North, which it was virtual. So we had to change that up.
Okay, and we'll go to for the record in a minute, but if that's the only change, then did anybody notice anything else that was erroneous, that needs correction or expansion or anything like that when you read the minutes?
Not here. It looked good.
Look good? Okay, since we did have one change, we do require a motion for the minutes. So who would like to make a motion that we approve the minutes as amended?
I'll approve to
Murphy?
approve the minutes.
I'll
Okay,
second,
Murphy.
David.
And second by David. Okay, we'll go through our roll call again. Commissioner Hawk?
I wasn't present, so I won't vote on them.
Okay, so she's abstaining. Murphy?
Approve, yes.
Okay, aye from Murphy. Todd?
Approved. Yes.
Approved. David?
Yes, approve.
Approve, and the chair votes to approve the minutes, so they stand approved as amended. And then the calendar, did everybody get their calendar pulled up so that they can look at it? This is our meeting calendar for the remainder, well, for the upcoming. It's through the end of this year and on into next year. It's basically the October to October calendar. Oh, thank you. Okay, does anybody see anything that needs to be changed, amended, modified on the calendar?
I would
Give
just
you
like
a second.
to clarify that all of the red ones, of course, as you see below, are pending adoption of the CPC calendar. That's the only changes you could see.
Right.
We'll bring the calendar back if anything changes.
Okay, because as you all know, we are a critical dependency for things moving forward to CPC on some of these. So that's why there's sort of a domino effect if something has to change. So, and please note too that we are staying with the fact that we will have Ssdac meeting at 9 a.m. and then we have a wait period until 11 a.m. to start the Ssdac meetings, and that is usually driven because of the constituency of the Ssdac meeting. We've honored some of those folks who have difficulty getting here so that we can daisy chain them together. So usually we have a little bit of a wait period, just to be sure you're aware that if we do have Ssdac items, it would be at 11 a.m. instead of at 10 or 10:30. Okay, everybody's okay with that? Then do we have a motion to approve the calendar as currently stated?
A motion to approve. This is Todd.
Todd, motion to approve. Second, please.
Murphy, approve.
Second by Murphy. Okay, second by Murphy. We'll go through our roll call again. Commissioner Hawk?
4.
4. Commissioner. Boy, I either elevated you or demoted you, Todd. I'm not sure which. Commissioners have to work really hard, so. Okay, Todd, what's your vote, please?
Aye. Yes.
Aye. Okay, Murphy?
Aye.
Aye, David?
Aye.
Aye.
David, I didn't hear your vote.
Yes,
Oh,
In
it's
favor.
yes, so that's aye, and the chair votes aye. Okay, that concludes our meeting. Do we have anything else that we need to discuss? Jason, Jennifer, Donna, anybody have information? Okay,
So I just wanted to note that the staff changes Well, we can go ahead and conclude the meeting if you'd like to wrap it up and note the time.
No, well, let's go ahead and explain some of the staff changes because we welcome Jason
Okay.
today, who's doing his first presentation. Jennifer, you want to recap who else
Yes.
is changing and what the players are?
Yes, certainly. We went ahead and brought you the expert himself to start presenting. And I think, Jason, you did a fantastic job today. So welcome officially as the presenter, and you'll be managing the SSDAC and ADSAC meetings from moving forward now. And Donna Moorman will now be the chief over signs. So moving forward, she
Donna.
will be here as well, along with Jason and Mike, if there are ever any issues or questions. But welcome to you both to the team. The committees are wonderful to work with. I've had the pleasure of working with them all through the pandemic, so I didn't get to see you guys in person, but one day I'm sure I will. It's been a pleasure working with everybody. Thank you very much. And I know that I'm leaving you in fantastic hands with Jason, Mike, and Donna. We also have Lakeisha Girder, who is the senior planner, who's working with Donna. And at times, I'm not sure what they plan to do yet, but I'll let Donna decide when she decides to give her some work with signs, and you may see her in the future as well.
Oh, and we didn't mention Mike. Mike is behind me. I don't know if you can all see him or not because I'm not sure how wide the camera covers. And when I first joined this committee way back in the dark ages, Mike was the expert who had to explain everything to me. So he's been around even longer than Jason. So this is Mike back here. Mike, wave at everybody. And we want to thank him for all his service as well. So that recaps, I think, everybody we've got involved now. And Jennifer, we wish you well on your other things. And that doesn't mean we're not going to tap into you and bug you from time to time.
No,
But
it
thank you
doesn't.
for your service.
Thank you, Jennifer.
Anytime. Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
I just want to say it's a pleasure to meet each of you. Well, I look forward to meeting each of you, but it was a pleasure listening and sitting through the meeting this morning. So I look forward to working with all of you in the future.
Okay, if nobody has any other business, then it is now 9:52 and we are adjourned. Thanks, everybody. Appreciate
Thanks,
it.
Bye.
Take care.
I'll be safe.